how others can sabotage your transformation. Alright, so what does one cow tipping another into a food trough have to do with your transformation and self-sabotage? Well, interesting you should say. I thought it was a funny little video that kind of demonstrated what happens when a member of the herd is perceived to be acting differently, and it is basically brought back into line by another member of the herd. And this is an essential survival technique. Either that, or in this case, that cow was very hangry and that other cow was in its way. Either or. Point being is that when we make a change, sometimes that can be perceived by others as a threat. And they will subconsciously start to do things to sabotage your behavior. And that could be like offering you cupcakes when you know you're on a diet and saying, well, you're doing so well anyway, you can probably afford to have one. Making sure that they invite you to events where there's definitely going to be different foods and things like that to tempt you. And they don't necessarily mean that out of spite. And the reason it stems from, and we do this ourselves from, self-sabotage and our subconscious mind, and it'll be their subconscious mind as well. Essentially what it comes down to is our three basic needs, right? Which are love, safety, and belonging. And these are the needs that we have beyond, the physiological needs. So we're just assuming those are being met. And when we make a change, we kind of freak out, and others around us freak out as well, because they perceive that as potentially threatening one of those three things. Yeah, so it's perceived as a threat. Now, it might be that there's a threat that either you'll be rejected from the herd, so there's people who are trying to protect you and make sure that you don't get ostracized, or it could be a threat or stemming from a fear that they are not going to get their needs met in terms of that love, safety, and belonging from you. And so they will do behaviours to kind of bring you back into line and make sure that doesn't happen. And it usually is on a subconscious level. So the question then becomes around, are you going to bring that conversation with them to get them aligned to help you with your goal? Or are you going to take that opportunity to think about who's on your inner circle? And are you then going to choose how much time you spend with people who actually support your goals, and get you to be the best version of yourself? Or are you going to keep exposing yourself to people who are going to make it harder for you to stay on track with your own transformation goals? And so that's why I offer group coaching and one-on-one coaching to get you connected with the right herd to actually help support your goals. So if that sounds like something you're interested in and you want to be heard, then comment below.